This is a TLDR breakdown of the actual juicy stuff that matters and is actually super relevant. If you would like to go into more detail, you can look in the description below, and I've linked these patch notes there. So feel free to click on that and do a bit of a deeper dive. But for all you gamer dads who don't have 40 minutes to sit here and no life this shit like I do and look at every intricacy of every detail, here we go. They're making it to where damage numbers don't show like, you know, super long, like 600 trillion damage is like this long on your screen. Now it's only going to say 6T, 600T. That's pretty cool. Cuirassed Undercity, they made it to where gold drop is doubled. They will now guarantee drop 1 legendary and more random items will drop. They basically just made it more profitable to run these, and they made some certain enemies a little less tanky, or they lowered the floor and they raised the ceiling. Other than that, this is the cool news here. In my opinion, this is like the most important stuff here. Tribute of Titans, which is the one that gives boss materials. They increased the drop rates of rare tributes, and they make it to where they can drop outside of just defeating bosses. So maybe you guys can start getting your hands on these from doing pit runs or certain, you know, different spammable, repeatable content that's not spamming World Tier 4 Torment bosses. So that's good news. Maybe we'll start seeing people selling a little bit more boss materials and being able to run a little bit more bosses. Overall, this is one of the highlights of the changes in my opinion. Nothing really specific happening here, other than they made him faster. So if you are like me, I actually really hate doing the Realm Walker events because I would just stand in place for 8 seconds. He would do nothing except for fucking walk. And yeah, that's not super engaging, so I found myself just kind of not feeling inclined to want to interact with that. But apparently he gets up to about 45-50% faster than he was before, and we should be able to do it in roughly half the time, hopefully. So yeah, in my head I was thinking this could be half as long and it would be okay. So maybe it's okay now. But welcome home, troops. The aspect of the Agile Wolf, Azurath, Frostburn, and Shroud of False Hope are now back in the game as of the 17th. There was a cool interaction, a cool build with Azurath and Frostburn. I forget which one it is, as it's been a while, but that was a really promising looking build. So I assume with these two things coming back into the build, or back into the game, there's going to be a lot of build guides and a lot of new content from YouTubers specifically about that build. So look out for that. It looked really promising and strong. They're adding a pet that like only 80 fucking people are gonna get by reaching Paragon 300. It's an incredibly challenging and time-consuming task to get to Paragon 300. I've put in like 80 or 90 hours so far since Season 6 launched, and yeah, I've only got like 250. Super elites drop 50% more loot, and regular elites, yeah, this is all good stuff. It's just more is the common theme of these patch notes. They're buffing stuff pretty significantly. Elite monsters with the Waller affix now cast less walls, and the walls now last pretty much half the time, 3 seconds instead of 5 seconds. I love you, Blizzard. Thank you so much. The only thing that would have been better than this is just remove it. Just remove it. We don't need it. We don't want it. Nobody asked for this. Get rid of them. But this is definitely a step in the right direction. Thank you so much. The only thing that really stuck out to me in this section was fixing an issue where the rewards for successful runs was of lower loot quality than intended. I don't know what it means by lower loot quality. I assume it just means shitty loot, and now it's not so, you know? So yeah, I'll take it. The pit, the only line that stood out here was fixed an issue where pit bosses in tiers 137 and above had less health than intended. Now, all those people that have done pit 150 are fucking screaming right now because they're like, oh, it's illegitimate. You guys, you got to redo it. You got to do it all over again because 137 plus, they had less health than intended. So, sucks to be those guys. But yeah, it's pretty fun at the same time. Quests, dude, no thanks. Events, no thanks. Gameplay, general gameplay. Fixed an issue where fewer automatically granted crafting materials were received in higher difficulty tiers than intended. Now, I hope this means raw hide or raw leather, whatever the hell it's called, the armor crafting material, and the iron chunks. you're only getting 1 raw iron chunk per item salvaged, like per legendary, rare, or magical item, like sword, ring, or amulet. You're getting 1. You do get a significant amount more from ancestral, legendary, and ancestral unique by salvaging those, but still it's not that much. So I'm really hoping that if you're rocking around in Torment 4, you're gonna get more crafting materials, and by crafting materials it means those 2 things specifically. Here's another cool thing: fixed an issue where defeating the Echo of Lilith did not reward a resplendent spark. This is being fixed, and they also go on to say that if you've already killed Lilith this league or this season, that you don't really need to redo it. You'll just be rewarded with a resplendent spark as soon as login or shortly after this patch goes live. All right, now the majority of you probably came here for this reason specifically. We're going to talk about the Spiritborn, and most importantly, we're going to be talking about this one singular line of text. Fixed an issue where Spiritborn could cancel the evade animation mid-evade. It goes on to say a little bit further, Spiritborn's evade could be cast more rapidly than normal depending on the input method and speed. It is now normalized to the standard evade cast rate in all scenarios. Okay. People were using either their little spinny wheel, like it's a fucking fidget spinner. They were either using those, or they were using third-party auto clickers or setting up macros and shit. So they were making it to where they could evade like every 50 milliseconds, just. And so basically, to evade, it takes 1 second. Just whoop, and you do your little spin, and you're good to go. And every time you evade, you shoot out 8 little feathers. But if you're using crazy mechanics like the scroll wheel down or an auto clicker doing it like 1 click every 50 milliseconds, now all of a sudden you're going in that same duration where you were only doing it once and casting 8. Now you're shitting out 80 of them. So that's the huge interaction here. Yeah, this potentially is going to be like a ×10 damage nerf if you are interacting with it that way. But if you're just kind of clicking the button quickly and you're just casually just chilling and evading from pack to pack and then whatever, this probably won't be that significant of a buff. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But basically, they gave us 2 days to decide what the hell we're gonna do next. So if you are on an evade Spiritborn, I would highly suggest you take these next 2 days to kind of farm gear for a different build. There's a couple that are kind of surfacing lately that are pretty promising looking. And then there's just the good old traditional orange quill that won't be nerfed because it doesn't induce lag. And yeah, Blizzard doesn't want to, you know, it would be stated here, and it's not stated here, so it'll stay for the rest of the season. So it's a safe investment if you just want a fucking one-shot everything that you look at kind of build. Orange quill is definitely what you should go for at this point in the season. I wish they would have added more detail or be like, hey, we're gonna add more damage because we're taking away more, you know, procs and all that, but yeah, they didn't really give us a lot to go off of. If you feel like I missed anything, ooh, I just decimated your ears, maybe. Just bitch slapped my mic. If there's anything that you feel like I might have missed or I should have talked about a little bit more into detail, please comment it and we can have a discussion and educate me. I don't want to misinform. I don't want to spread misinformation. So if I was wrong on any of these things or you feel like my opinion is kind of shit, please correct me, educate me. I'm very receptive and open to criticism, and yeah, I have a community Discord if you'd like to get a hold of me specifically to talk about strategies and different, you know, ideas and just to blow off some steam and talk the shit and hang out while playing video games, you know. Other than that, if you like this content and you're looking forward to more content like this, give me a subscribe if you feel like I'm worth your time. And I got a video series coming up soon where it's a full detailed guide of going from level 1 all the way to Torment 3 on a Spiritborn within 7 hours, and I use no mythic uniques, no twink gear, no nothing, and I'm not power leveled, I'm not carried or anything. It's just good, efficient strategy farming from 1 to Torment 3 on a strong build, which might be neutered in the next 2 days. So We'll have to wait and see. But if you're looking forward to some content like that, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in a day or two whenever I upload that video. I'll see you guys later. Have fun. Goodbye.